So, got a few minutes when the little one and the old lady are taking a nap. Um, I don't know. After listening to a little video of Andrew Tate, it's just got my brain thinking after what he said because it was something I always said. I mean, he just says there's like empty vessels out there that are just waiting to be programmed, and I kind of have the same philosophy that honesty and manner of speaking. And this might be harsh, and people don't have to believe it. I mean, I'm not asking people to believe it. That's what I think because I just think there's certain people out there that are dense. I think they're already empty. I hate to break it to you, but certain people, I don't think they have a connection here. When some people might go to hell or heaven, I think some people honestly when they pass, they just go back to God. They just go back to the center of energy. They don't really they don't have a soul or a spirit. They have a consciousness. They have an aura, but they don't really have their. I mean, maybe they get a version of an egg while people are walking around here. But I was off that topic. My main reason why I was actually starting this was actually the trying to understand the Republican and Democrat and third party and how the Congress and Senate and all the mayors and like trying to figure out how they work because like as I'm almost 37. I've never voted, never registered. I don't see the point. Um, because I just don't get how, especially now. It was a little bit different. They spit more facts back in the day about talking about what they actually wanted to do. Now it's just slander each other. They just fucking throw insults at each other. That's it. No, I mean, and they try to use like what we're going through in the world, and then just spin it off as we want this, but he doesn't want this, or you guys are just you guys were the slave owners. Oh, you guys were you're not pro life and all that. So they just throw shit back and forth. I mean, and we just eat it up. And I don't really understand why we have Republican Democrat. I mean, because when it comes, I mean, I get when it comes to the United States, the 50 states. All right, we have one president. All right, that would be our king or queen. All right, in a matter of speaking. All right, then you have the first lady, which is the princess, the queen of the king. And then you have all the people that work underneath them. You have the dukes, the mayors, the first hands of the king, this and all that. So not really much has changed in our thought process in this aspect of how things are run. The only difference is that back in the day when we had kings and queens, they had the final say. They went to their wise men, their circle, to discuss, to pass it around. But in the end, once something was talked about, get other people's opinions that live in this country, so they should know these people, that make sure we can understand how it can best serve everyone, not just the kingdom, but its people too. Because yeah, they got treated like shit because they were just the poor, the civilians, I mean, so they weren't nobly, so they got treated like shit. Period. But they back then they at least knew that they needed us, so they had to treat us somewhat good. We had a lot more freedom too. We were able to scatter all the world, growing our food, so we were a lot more independent. So we didn't really need them, but they needed us. And we knew this, and they knew this. But I don't understand why we have a Republican Democrat and how it's run now, because it's so upside down. Uh, they're going after one seat. So Republican Democrat, I mean, what's this blue coat, red coat shit? I mean, what's the purpose when we're red, white, and blue? So why are we dividing the red and blue? I mean, we should be wanting the best candidate, that is representing red, white, and blue, not blue or red. It's red, white, and blue. It's not red and blue coats, right? That are talking to go to become a president that is supposed to be the voice of the people. But when they go up there, they have to, they get bills passed to them, and then they try to pass laws. I mean, but to my knowledge, everything should go to the president. But we have a Republican Democrat just pissing at things that we're bitching about in the world. Things that are really like this whole pronoun shit and transgender and LGBT. It's getting out of control. It's ridiculous. It really is. Especially when it's going against straight up fact and proof. Truth, proof. I mean, real talk. I mean, biology, science. It's whatever. You can't fucking. I mean, no. There's male and female. Period. I made a comment saying about this and videos everywhere else, but to my knowledge, when I've looked up hermaphrodite, all right, takes a man. I mean, a man. I think there's been 11 cases in our history of hermaphrodites that have been men that have been born with both sexes and have been able to actually give birth to their own kid. But it simply turns out to be another boy. They gave birth to boys, no girls. But even in the hermaphroditic biology, it still takes a man and woman. All right, it still takes the X and Y and Y and X, or the XX and YX. All right, it still takes that. So, but I already said I think my last video about how I mean, if you believe in past lives, reincarnation, and all that, I mean, I've seen enough to know that. I mean, I don't care if you call it miracles or magic; it's pretty much the exact same thing. All right, it really is. It's something that we can kind of explain, but not fully understand. We can't fully grasp it, but I mean, we understand a little bit. We try to make it, we have some kind of answer, so that way we have something to believe in, because we need it. I mean, we need to understand things. I mean, we used to want to understand things a lot more than back in the day. I mean, seeking the stars. I mean, astronauts and shit used to be. Some actors, were I think heroes, but they were heroes from out of their acting career. They used to do a lot of charity work. That's cool. I'm all for that. Being proud of that. Um, but I mean, they get paid for that. I'm sorry, I don't. I mean, to my knowledge, I mean, they get paid for it. So I don't really know if they're doing it out of kindness or heart, or publicity. I mean, it's not. I mean, yes, it gives them smiles. They get me a famous person, but it's not really helping them in the long run. I mean, take all that money, especially all that money what they were doing with the transgender shit, and put it into fucking to these kids, because there's parents out there that are trying to stand by their kid and what sex they want to be, but they got parents out here just fucking holding on to keep their kid that was born 26 weeks early and is in a fucking air tank. So you're trying to get your kid cut up while they're trying to keep their kid alive. All right. But back to the government. I mean, I just don't understand why it's like this and why just this government, we need to stop. I don't think the human race is ready to do what it needs to do, which is honestly tell the government to fuck off and check out, because I mean, that's in our constitution. We can kick them out. I mean, it goes along with all the whole constitution was broken up into three parts. All right, how it will run by, what would happen if you don't do that, and then what's going to happen because you didn't listen. All right, it was supposed to keep us safe and keep our voice known to the government. It was supposed to keep the government in check, not us. That piece of paper was for us to keep them in check. All right, so they don't walk all over us, so we don't go back to being peasants to them. That we have a voice. That you need us, we need you. Otherwise, kick rocks, because I don't need you. I mean, I'm cool with not have to worry about back in the days when you had people actually have to worry about other countries sailing over here and just like we did, in a nutshell, and just take it over. So I mean, that's pretty much what the government is for. It's to keep. They're for out their views, not the here views. In here, we're supposed to talk together and create a world that fits us. They handle out there. That's why they get paid the big bucks. That's why they get a treated with respect, and protected, here and there and whatnot, because they handle big shit. So we can just enjoy the freedom that they give up, like soldiers. I mean, that's what they're fighting for. They're fighting for us, not the government. They're fighting for us. The government stands up for us, as we respect it and stand up for it while over here. We don't break laws. We don't pillage. We don't steal from each other. Well, what's the point? I mean, just stealing from each other? Well, what's the point? All these drug talk. I mean, all the fentanyl is getting passed around here. I've lost about 5 homies to that shit. I'm almost a year clean. I got 10 months. I got 3 little girls. But the fentanyl, I mean, if they had the government, I mean, I can't exactly remember how he said it, but a friend of mine said they didn't want it here, it wouldn't be here. Period. I mean, it wouldn't. I'm sorry. There's no way I can make the cartel, like, whatever. Um, so I mean, I just think the people just need to rise up. We need a Minuteman army. We need a rebellion. And I'm not talking about guns and all that. That's the last resort. Violence, war, battle, combat. That's the last resort. We're supposed to be civilized, right? First act is communication. Make sure we're on the same page, or how we get there. But we're here to be equal and respected, and be patriots, and care for this country and what it's done for us, and care for each other. I'm not saying the past because let's forget it. We gotta remember it, like we said. Don't forget the past, otherwise it'll repeat it. And that's what we're doing. I mean, honestly, like especially with this LGBT. I mean, do you guys not understand? I mean, I'm bi, my girl's bi. I mean, I got a sister that actually is going through the whole transgender thing that actually changed into my brother now. I mean, I got a gay brother. I mean, but like what we're doing right now with the LGBT is pretty much what they did to them back in the day, and we're just repeating it. Like I want to talk. I mean, like I just don't like the whole map thing. Like, what's up with that? Really, really, minor attracted people. Really, give them a flag. Like, there was gays against groomers on PayPal. They got their account blocked, and they couldn't get their money out. But yeah, people out there using it to do other shit. I mean, like the technology, especially like how advanced we've gotten. You can't tell me. I mean, you can. I can't take screenshots of certain things on my phone because it goes against the guidelines of taking important information. I get phone calls calling me for scams. You can't track these shit, really. I'm sorry. I'm believe. No, no. There's no way. I'm sorry. It goes with my whole philosophy is that nobody can turn your location off on your phone. Like your phone is a tracking device for the government. Nobody can turn it off. And if anybody says that they can, they're working for the government. That's the only person that knows how to actually turn off that off. Like, really turn it off. Like, and like people could call me crazy and say I'm experienced, government experienced, and paranoid and all that shit. Like whatever, I don't care. This is me. I like it. I don't think I'm crazy. I'm a little off. I think I'm unnormal. I think I'm like not have the same thought process, but I think I just see things differently. I see the real shit. The court system is a joke. It needs to be. I mean, redone. I'm dealing with a case right now with my ex and her girlfriend, my two daughters. I'm trying to find a pro bono lawyer. That's a joke. That's when I don't drive. I mean, I know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I know a lot of this shit is my doing. I mean, I never cared to drive. Never got my license. Never got my permit. I'm trying to work on it.